Visiting Brussels is something I've wanted to do for a really long time. My mom once told me that she thought it was the most beautiful city in the entire world, and ever since then, I've been dying to see it for myself. I didn't look up too much about the city before jumping on a train to visit for the weekend. I booked an Airbnb specifically because it had cats, and I've been missing mine. I grabbed my tickets to see some interesting activities, and I set off. Ultimately, Brussels was not fully what I expected. For one, it was very cold and windy. I did not bring all the jackets that I had worn in Iceland because, I was figuring I probably wouldn't need as many this time, and that was a huge mistake. I wish that I brought all of those clothes. I only spent a couple of days in Brussels, so I didn't get to fully explore the city beyond a few tourist attractions and the area I was staying in. But that being said, I did get to go to the Atomium, which was by far the highlight of the trip for me. For those who don't know, the Atomium is a building that looks like an atom, and it was built in 1958 for the Brussels World Fair. Wikipedia says that it is the most popular tourist attraction in the city, and I can completely see why. The second I saw photos of it online, I knew I had to go. Although, one other thing I learned while looking on Wikipedia is that prior to 2015, you could not show photos of the Atomium online due to the copyright status of the building. I did not even know that was something that could be done. I didn't know you could copyright a building in that way. So people had to censor the building out of photos when they posted them. So I guess it's a good thing I went now, because to me, these photos just don't really look as good for obvious reasons. The main selling point advertised online for the Atomium was those spectacular views that it offers. So as a photographer, obviously, I wanted to go and see that. And don't get me wrong, those views, they were nice, but my favorite part was actually something completely different. After going a few floors up in the main exhibit, I entered what I can really only describe as an alien spaceship. It was this very mesmerizing light show that was set to techno electronic music, and it made me feel like I had fully left Earth. I probably spent an hour just watching and listening to the light show because it was so cool. The fact that the lights surround you, while the sound is also completely from all sides, it makes it very easy to get lost in the installation. Plus, there's so many different lights and sounds, so you can watch it for a really long time and still be seeing something new. And even though I did not have a tripod, I knew I really wanted to get some long exposure shots while I was in there, just to see if I could get anything interesting. I set my camera down on the floor, kind of balancing on my backpack, and just let things happen to see if I could get a good photo. Some of them turned out pretty decent, others not so much, but either way, I got to watch the light show while I was taking these, so I had a good time. I know some people are turned off by the idea of going to popular tourist attractions while traveling, and I have to say, the Atomium is the perfect example for me as to why I do not really agree with that way of traveling. Especially if you're like me and you're a photographer or you just want to get nice photos, you do have to go to touristy stuff at least every once in a while, because that's where a lot of the nice photos are. It's touristy and popular for a reason. I would go back to the Atomium in a second, especially considering the tickets were only like 10 euros. And I think if you're someone who is looking to visit this city, you have got to stop by. Even if you are not a fan of touristy things, even if you're not a photographer, just go, because it is very, very cool. All in all, even though my trip to Belgium was very, very cold, I still had a lot of fun exploring the city and taking photos. Hopefully, if you ever get the chance to visit, you will be able to find just as many interesting spots for cool shots as I was.